So I decided to give RLCraft another try, and this is one of the hardest mod packs in Minecraft, and here's how my first night went. After about dying 2 times, we finally found a decent spot. It was in the middle of the ocean, and there was nothing around me, so I thought I was gonna have to die and respawn again, but we ended up finding this crafting table and this egg, and I took both of them, and we went to this small other island over here, and there's really nothing around me but this castle and a bunch of water, so I was thinking I'm either gonna die to a sea serpent or something, so I just decided to pick up some rocks real quick. After getting the rocks, I went to go get some sticks, and I ended up breaking this tree, and I got jump scared by this tree monster. I ended up taking this guy out pretty easily. There was no issue with him. It did scare me though, so I had to pause my game and figure out my next game plan, and ended up just making some cobblestone from the sticks I got, and I just made a crafting table, or placed my crafting table and made a pickaxe to go get some stone. And I just collected a bunch of stone, so the next clip is just me getting stone. After getting that stone, we ended up going back up, and I made a stone axe, and I broke some trees, and then I ended up finding a nymph. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called, and I used it to heal me up, because the tree monster definitely did take some of my health. I said I got him pretty easily, but one more shot to the head and I definitely would have died. So I collected this wood and ended up making a shield and a boat, and because I'm stuck on an island right now, there's really nothing over here, so I kind of have to get out of here. But going on the boat is really risky because there's sea serpents in this game. So I just get my crafting table and I run over here, and I see this this castle in the middle of the water. So I decided just to go give it a look, and I place my boat, swim over to it. There really was nothing in here, so I kind of was just wasting my time. But I thought I needed some blocks to get up. I needed no blocks. Took my boat. And when I went in here, I decided to break the fire so nothing spawned, because that can end up killing you, but there was nothing in there, so I ended up just cutting to this part, and this is the worst thing that happened in here. We almost lost this whole world. I ended up having to build really quick, otherwise I would went right out to the ocean, so I just built really quick so they couldn't get me, and I was thinking I was going to be trapped here like forever, but somehow, some way, it ended up going away, and I was able to run off real quick, and I went to another castle because I was not staying there to find out what would happen next. So I just literally just left. Once we returned to the original island, I saw another one in the sky, and I wanted to go to it, but I saw a siren island right next to it. So I ended up just keep swimming out, and I ended up just running into this boat. It just spawned right in front of me. So we just went on top of it, and didn't really do much on here but make a bed from the sail. I just broke the sail and got some wool, and I didn't even see a village at this point. Like, I was super blind. I was just focused on the wood and going to sleep. But right before I went to sleep, I looked over and I actually noticed the village. So I knew that we were going to have a decent start, because it looks like a giant village. So after night one, I just go to the village over there to see what they have for me over there. Once I got here, I decided just to go up and look in this house, and I ended up getting jump scared by a zombie. I decided just to run away because one shot he could definitely kill me. So I went over here and checked all these villager trades to see what they had. They had nothing really good. Ended up taking these torches because if you take these torches, you don't have to make the unlit torches and light them. They're gonna always be lit. I found this like new blacksmith, and I found a block, like a whole bunch of iron. I thought this was like smooth stone, so I had to break it to make sure. But yeah, it was iron, and you didn't need to be level 4 for mining to mine it, so I could just mine it right away. So I mined all this real quick. I'm pretty sure I got like 20 something iron, which is really good for the start, but I couldn't use anything from the iron, so I was pretty much stuck with it. Yeah, we got 22 iron blocks, which is crazy. Ended up just exploring houses more, taking pretty much any food I could find. This is my first piece of armor I ended up putting on with some leather pants. Ended up going to sleep for night 3. And then I found this chest up here in this village after I keep exploring it. Ended up trying to make a lockpick, trying to open it, and we had no luck the first time, but we got really close to unlocking it. So I just gave it another try. I don't know why I even tried this, because the last world I played in, I actually ended up dying to one of these things. Like, I entered the code wrong, and it zapped me, and I just died instantly. So I don't even know why I gave this a second try. But we ended up unlocking it pretty easy. I think it took about 2-3 tries. And there was just some arrows in there. So pretty helpful early game, but really not worth the effort it took to open it. I ended up seeing another piece of fire, so I wanted to go put it out so I don't end up getting attacked by fire monsters in the village. I ended up making a bunch of furnaces, and I just sat here for a little bit and I just smelted all my iron, all my food, tried to get as much XP as possible. We ended up dumping some of that level that I got into farming so I can get more XP, and I decided to give this chest over here another try. It's one of the ones with the locks, but it has an iron lock this time. So this one had a bunch, and I didn't even want to try. After that, I just left it. There was probably nothing good in there. And this guy kept staring at me. He said, "Don't take my stuff." So I just went back to farming. Got a whole bunch of XP, iron, all that. And I was just dumping that all into defense and attack, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, all right into defense. We got defense level 4 now. So 4 more levels and we can use the iron. I ended up encountering this this giant bird. And I knew from the color of it that it wasn't like one of the normal ones. He was definitely more powerful. But I wasn't sure if he was going to attack me till he flew away and flew back. And then I knew for sure I had to take him out before he could get me. And he just did 2 shots to my head. So literally 1 more damage and I would have died. So the next thing I had to do was go and find bandages or a way to heal up. So in this room I ended up setting up what I had set up last time, another one of those furnace farms, I'm pretty sure, just to get some XP. Healed up my head so I don't die from a 1 shot again. Oh, I guess I didn't set the furnaces up in there. We finally were able to upgrade our leather armor to some chainmail. So I got some chain pants, and I traded with this villager. I'm trying to get as much XP as possible so I can get this defense up to level 8. So I sit here and I mine a bunch of wheat, and I smell a bunch of stuff and trade with villagers. That's like the best way to get a bunch of levels. We're 1 level away, so I just had to sit here, farm more and more food. Finally got defense level 8. So I decided just to take off all this armor and put on a whole set of iron armor from the blocks I found. I was a little excited at this point, so I didn't really know what to do or if I should make the armor, but I ended up deciding just to make it. Made a full set. It's only day 4. On more exploring, I walked into this room with a skeleton in it. I ended up taking him out. He was no problem. He didn't even hit me once. Traded with some more villagers to get more XP, because now at this point I want to get my attack to level 8, so I'm able to use iron weapons. This guy had nothing good. He was just trying to rip me off, but I decided just to buy a bow with the emeralds I bought from him. Upgraded my agility, so now I could actually use the bow. So anything long distance, I could definitely kill now. And the one thing I needed was a backpack, because I had no space and I had no gold. But I found this church, and I kind of felt like there would have been a secret room in here. And I ended up finding a ladder right before I left. And at the top of the ladder was 2 blocks of gold. But I was not able to mine it yet. I needed the mining level 8. I think I only had mining level 1. So that was the next thing I grinded for, was to get that iron pickaxe to be able to get this gold, so we can make a backpack. Ended up finding another one of these flying birds, but he was not blue, so he was just a normal one. This guy's pretty easy to beat. The other one was more difficult because he had more health. And then there was actually another one over there too. And I decided, like, this guy wasn't any harm for some reason. I don't know why I thought that, and I just kept mining. And I mine these, and 2 seconds later, he picks me up. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. I still end up killing this guy, though, because, again, they're pretty easy to beat. He just caught me off guard and tried to pick me up and drop me in the water. And then right here, though, I don't know how I didn't die. You'll see it in 2 seconds. You'll look over to the right and you'll see the sea serpent up right there. I don't know how I didn't die there. He could have hit me through the block, but he didn't. Especially right there too. That bird was definitely working with that sea serpent to get me dead. Oh, and then here's another one. End up taking this guy out really easy though. Like, those birds are easy. Ended up putting more levels into my mining because I really need those gold blocks to make a backpack. You saw my inventory space was full. I kept running into these birds. I don't know what it is with this spot and these birds, but hopefully I'll be able to spawn one or tame one as a flying mount eventually. And I almost died to this crab right here. Like, for some reason I could not hit the crab. I was trying, and the skeleton in the back with that trumpet was just distracting me, and anytime I tried to hit the crab, he would hit me. We ended up switching to the bow quick, which was pretty risky, but I kind of had to do it because this crab was pretty strong. And took him out in like 3 bow hits. It's pretty easy to kill with the bow. Almost got taken out by a crab though, which would have been terrible. But then we went to go take out this skeleton over here, hopefully get his trumpet. I don't know why I wanted the trumpet, but I did. And I didn't end up getting the trumpet though. He just dropped it. I don't know what that lag spike was. But then I went back to the farming. I made way more furnaces, kept breaking a bunch of crops. This guy spawned. I haven't had any of these spawn on me. This is the first one. But he broke my legs, my foot, and my arm. Went inside, healed, came back out, and I kept getting XP. Kept really mining these plants, and I eventually got to level 8 for mining. And then I made a iron pickaxe and mined these gold blocks. There was only 2 there, but it's still enough to make a backpack. I only needed 1 piece, and eventually I'll be able to use that to make a summoning staff too. So the only thing I needed for that backpack was leather, and in this game you can take like iron armor you find and smelt it and get iron, but there's no way to get leather besides cows unless you have wolf armor, and you can trade that for leather, which is kind of stupid. They should add it where you can, if you find leather armor, you can turn it into leather, or at least like leather pieces to make full-on leather, so it's not super impossible to get leather. But I ended up seeing this castle over here, and I wanted to make that my home. I don't know why, but it was because it was looking over everything. So I ended up going over to the castle to make that my home. And we walked all the way over there. I went the wrong way at first, but they both lead to the same way. So I just walk up here. There was no entrance, so I had to cut to where I ended up breaking the front of it. And there was a full-on emerald throne, so I break all these emeralds. I was not leaving none of them behind. After I got those emeralds, I went on top of the roof to explore more, and I saw more fire, so I built over and put it out, because I don't want any of the fire monsters spawning, burning down the whole village. And since our inventory was full since we started playing, I had to build a chest room and put everything away that we had. And I put everything away, and I went down to go explore to find some leather. The only problem with finding leather is that I'm on an island, so there was no cows. But I ended up finding this lava pit that they had for some reason in the middle of the village, and it was spawning these monsters that I didn't want to spawn. So I tried to put out the fire, and I decided just to leave it alone once this guy shot a fireball at me through the thing. I was not messing with that, because he could definitely kill me through the thing. And I ended up seeing another trumpet skeleton, and these guys are super easy to kill. They don't do like really any damage. He got lucky with that headshot. And I came across a set of cows, which was actually really lucky because I was running around at this point for like 10-20 minutes looking for cows, and I found nothing. But I tried to lead them over here, but they did not want to follow the wheat, so this made it very difficult for some reason. I don't know why they weren't following the wheat. I would feed them, and they would look at me, and then eventually they would decide to follow it. So I tried to lead them over to my house, and I kept having the same problem where they would want to not follow me anymore for some reason. So I just kept cutting because they did not want to follow me. So I ended up having to give them a bunch of pushes, and it took a bunch of effort to get them even close to the house. As you see, like this guy's following me, this guy's just stuck over here. He doesn't want to follow me. I think he liked his original home more. Also with the game sound, I didn't record the audio for the game the first half of the recording. That's why there's only sound the second half. I didn't even realize I had to turn on the audio for the game to be recorded, because the whole time I heard the audio, but then once I went back and checked the recording, there was no audio. But by the time I got over near my house, that sea serpent from earlier was right at the entrance to my house, and I didn't know what to do. So I ended up bringing these cows over to this area over here, thinking it was the way to my house, but it was actually a dead end. So I was trying to figure out what the next plan was, because the sea serpent was actually in front of my house, and if I couldn't kill him, I couldn't get the cows over there, or I couldn't even go to my house. So I ended up trying to find, oh, the cows left, there they are. So I tried to find a little house to put them in, and I put them in this house for now, just so I can come back to them later and make a cow farm near my house. If they would follow me. They did not want to follow me for some reason. I had to push them in manually. Like, these are the most stingiest cows I've ever seen in my life. Eventually they came to their senses and said, oh, this guy has wheat. Instantly locked him in there. I was not messing with that. Back to the sea serpent though, I went to my house and I realized I had a bow. So I thought I could try to take him out. Hit my first shot, knew that I had hope for this one. Kept shooting at him. I used the zoom for Optifine to make sure I was able to see each shot. And after about 20 arrows or so, I ended up taking down my first sea serpent. And I went over to see what he had, and he didn't have too much, He only had one scale and one heart shard. I ended up throwing the heart shard because you need 9 to make an extra heart, and I kept the scale because eventually I'll be able to make armor with it. But he had 7 fangs, which is pretty good. I went to go check on my cows, and they're both still over there, so I went to go make them a little area near my house for them. There's a house next to it, so I just turned the house into a little farm. And then I went over to grab my cows. Hopefully this time they'll actually follow me. So far so good, they're actually following me, and now they're not. For some reason, they do not want to follow you in this game. It's like they know that you're trying to bring them to a mob farm. But we eventually got him in here right before it turned nighttime. Trapped him in, and I ended up going to bed because I didn't want to die to any monsters or have anything spawn in here. The second I woke up, I just placed a few torches around just so nothing spawns in here, just to make sure. Ended up leaving, and then I fed them some wheat so I could get some more cows in here because there was only 2 cows on this whole island. And then I realized that the baby cow would be able to jump out, so I had to put some fences. The baby cow actually did jump out, but he ended up going back inside for me for some reason. This fence went in place. I don't know if it was because of the block on the ground, but we got it. Then I destroyed the wheat blocks that I used there for temporary blocks, and now we have 3 full cows. And I wasn't sure if I should feed the baby cow some wheat and grow them up yet and try to breed them again, but I also didn't want to waste my wheat because I didn't have too much. And getting wheat in this game is a little risky because if you mine it, there's a chance that you might get attacked. As you saw earlier, I got attacked by the one green guy with the laser. I don't even know what half the mobs in this game are called, or at least in this mod pack. But then we end up finding another one of these blacksmith things with a whole nother 20 something blocks of iron. So I just took all that, which brings me up to like 40 something blocks altogether, which is really good only for day 6 and not going in a cave at all. Turned it all in just so I could see how much it looked like in ingots. It's about 3 stacks and 15. After I got that, I decided to go back to the wheat farm and keep getting more wheat. The first couple of days of this game are really all about getting your level up and trying to be able to dump all that XP into your skills. Otherwise you'll pretty much be stuck and be able to use nothing. And we just kept mining wheat until eventually this happened again. Surprisingly, we haven't gotten a lot of them, which is really surprising, but this guy almost killed me. He left me with 1 heart left in the head, and I was poisoned. So I ended up running inside to go heal real quick, because I knew if I tried to fight him, I would definitely die. So I ended up healing real quick, and I took my bow out. After I upgraded the rest of my stuff that I could with my XP. Ended up putting the rest in magic, so now I can use a summoning staff whenever I find ender pearl. But I took the bow out, and I took this guy out pretty easy. That's why the bow is so important in this game. Because if you could take things out with range, then nothing can really hurt you. Because the thing that sucks about this, if you get one hit to the head or 1 hit to the body and it's strong enough, it can completely kill you, no matter how much heart you have, like all together. Once it started turning night, I knew I had to hurry up, otherwise I'm gonna die out here. So I ended up planting the rest of my seeds, and then I placed my sleeping bag out. And then this guy spawned, and he tried to take me out when I was just trying to sleep. So I had to wait till he got right in my vision, because he can fly through the walls, so it's pretty hard to hit this guy. But I ended up taking him out in 2 hits. He didn't do any damage to me. Went to bed, instantly went back to my house to put everything away. And for the first couple days, we did really good. We got 14 blocks of emeralds, 47 blocks of iron, and really nothing else in there. But we got a bunch of books, so eventually when we do go to enchant stuff, we'll have books set, and we already have the wheat set for our cow farm, so we'll have a bunch of leather too. Eventually I'm going to automate it, I just don't have enough stuff for that. But then I decided just to give them a nice little layout over here, because they had wheat over at their original house that I ended up breaking, so I had a bunch of blocks of wheat for them. But if you guys do want to see more RLCraft, let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely post a part 2. I haven't played this world since I recorded this, so definitely let me know in the comments below, and have a good one.